Hello Cancer, welcome to Fifth House Divination. My name is Kirsty and today we are going to have a look at your options for June 2021. So this reading looks at a situation that may be coming towards you that's going to give you a choice between two options. By understanding how each of the two options could play out for you, hopefully this will give you a little bit more food for thought when you're making your decision about which of the two options would be best to kind of get you to where it is you need to go. So we're going to have a look to see what's coming in, your reaction, the two options being presented to you, and then how each of those options could pan out. As always, guys, readings are general, so please do just take them however they resonate for you in this situation. And if this one doesn't resonate for you, then there may be something in your other astrological placements if you know them. So your moon sign or your rising sign, feel free to check those out. But if you do get something from the reading, guys, please do click the like button. It helps me to understand that what I'm uploading is relevant for you. It helps the channel to grow. And if you have missed any of the readings that I've done for you, I do 6 readings for each of the sign every month, all on different themes. Some of them are actually timeless messages as well, so they're not for a particular month. If you've missed any of those, I will be linking the Cancer playlist on the final sort of screen of this reading. So check that out and you can sort of catch up. Or you can find your playlist below. If you're new here, guys, welcome. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here. Hopefully you see something you like and you think about subscribing and joining our merry little band. Okay. So, Cancer. Let's have a look then. So, what's coming in for you then is, the 6 of Swords. So this is an energy of moving away from something, moving towards a better situation, possibly moving away from conflict. This could be a mental or an emotional move, or this could actually be a physical move as well. What's crossing this is the 8 of Wands. So this could be a lot of energy, it could be messages coming in, but it's fairly kind of quick energy. There may be a level of commitment possibly that's needed to this move away. Your reaction to this is the Sun. So I think this is something that you're fairly happy about. It could shed some light on something for you. The options that you have is the 4 of Cups or the Queen of Swords. So there seems to be some kind of choice between being in a situation that emotionally doesn't offer you the contentment that you would deserve. I'm just going to move those over there. I can tell by the alignment that this is going to go off the screen. Hang on, so just move those. So the 4 of Cups, there is a level of emotional, not being impressed, or not being fulfilled by the options around you. Or with the Queen of Swords, this could be a person because it is a court card, but this can also talk about getting clear about what you need to cut out, maybe what it is that you need to move away from. What will be expected of you is the 6 of Wands, some kind of recognition or victory here. Or with this, we've got the Emperor. This talks about sort of grounding something, taking control of something. The outcome is the Knight of Swords. This talks about swift movement forward. Could also be a person. High Priestess. Knight of Swords is clarified by the 2 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess is clarified by the Ace of Swords. Some kind of clarity down this route. Underlying energy is the 10 of Cups. Okay, the 10 of Cups talks about emotional fulfillment. But this is within a group setting. So this could be, family dynamic with group friends. But this talks about, long-term emotional fulfillment. So this is what's driving you, or what's driving this situation or this choice that's coming in for you. So, Cancer. So, as I say, the situation that's coming in for you, we've got the Six of Swords here, and the Six of Swords talks about improving your situation, moving on to something better, kind of moving away from conflict. But this is being crossed by the Eight of Wands, and the Wands is the energy suit, and it talks about a lot of activity, a lot of energy going into this. Sometimes it can be the messages card, there may be messages coming in, but for me normally this means you know, really kind of committing your energy to something. So I feel that this moving away, this moving on, with the Six of Swords, we're sort of putting something down and just sort of stepping away from it and thinking, no, do you know what, I'm done with this. Mentally, I'm moving away. I'm not engaging mentally with this anymore. But I think to be able to do this, as I say, this could be mentally, it could be emotionally, it could actually be physically. To be able to do this, whatever it is that you want to move away from, to be able to do it, you have to commit. There has to be a level, quite a high level of energetic commitment to do it. Now, the underlying energy, we've got two really lovely sort of happy cards here. So we've got the Ten of Cups, which talks about emotional fulfillment. So it is a level of emotional fulfillment, possibly within the family or the home or within groups, but this is emotional fulfillment with other people. At the 9, we're emotionally, we're fulfilling ourselves by our own acts and deeds. With the 10, this is emotional fulfillment coming from our connection with other people. And we've also got the Sun card as well. So whatever this moving away that requires this energetic input is, it's putting you into the Sun mode, and the Sun is the happiest card of the deck. It talks about really coming into alignment, you know, really being able to sort of be yourself, be comfortable in your own skin. It can also talk about illumination. The Sun sheds light on everything. So I think this, whatever this situation is, it's sort of preceding something that's very, you know, going to be happy for you. It's going to lead to emotional growth. But there may be something, there's some kind of light that's being shed for you. And it seems to be the choice, I think, as I touched on earlier, does seem to be between so we've got the Four of Cups and we've got the Queen of Swords as the two options. The Four of Cups, it is the emotional suit. If you see him, he's got sort of 3 cups there. He's looking at them, you know, he doesn't look very impressed. There's a 4th cup possibly being offered to him. He's either, you know, he's kind of got his hands folded and he's a bit like, you know, or he actually, you know, he actively can't see it. So for me, the Four of Cups always talks about, you know, really not being that impressed by what's around you or by what's on offer. There is a lack of emotional satisfaction. So I feel that I'm looking at the cards. One of the choices is, I think, staying or going with something that emotionally doesn't offer a lot of satisfaction. Or there may be, you know, there may be something you're not sure about whether it will offer satisfaction. There's a level of kind of ambivalence here with this. The other option is this Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords, because it's a court card, it could be a person or it could be a facet of your personality. The Queen of Swords is very logical. She's very good at using logic. She's very good at using communication and planning to achieve her own ends. She's also, because the Queen of Swords, the King and the Queen get to the mastery of the suit, well, the Queens particularly, they have got to the position they're in by learning how to use the suit. And with the Queen of Swords, the swords is often the suit of kind of pain. So a lot of the time the Queen of Swords talks about, you know, having learnt lessons. The logic and the planning and the strategy that the Queen of Swords uses always comes from a place of having learned a lesson, and sometimes quite a painful one. So she's very good at spotting and cutting out that which does not suit her. You know, she will just cut something dead. If she doesn't want it, she will just cut it dead. So this could be a person, or this could be you being asked to get very clear about what it is that you need to cut out. When you're moving forward into this new, you know, whatever this calmer, sort of improved state is, there are, you know, there's maybe some things you maybe need to get very clear about what it is that you need to cut out. If it is a person, it could possibly be an air sign. Sometimes these pop up as air signs. The queens are the cardinals, so it could possibly be a Libra. But also within the air group, we've got Aquarius or Gemini. Obviously, just take that however it resonates. So it feels like there is the choice really does seem to be about kind of settling for something that emotionally may not be that fulfilling, or you may not be sure, or cutting something out completely. Okay, so. If we go down the Four of Cups route, we come up with this Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands talks about success, it talks about victory, it talks about recognition. So, and if we go down the Queen of Swords, there is the Emperor, and this talks about really kind of taking control, and grounding and making something really kind of firm. But the Emperor is like kind of the boss. The Emperor is the boss of the kings. You know, with regards to who's in control, you don't get any higher than the Emperor. So I think with this, where we're getting clear, or we're coming into contact with somebody who's very clear, very logical, there is a need to take control of something, to give something structure, possibly. This side, it feels maybe as if, because with this Six of Wands, there is a level of recognition. So this could possibly be staying in a situation that emotionally doesn't really satisfy you, but you're getting some level of recognition, success, or victory. This could be kind of like, you know, staying in a job that you're really very good at, and you're getting promoted and everything is great, but you know, it really just doesn't do it for you. You know, you just, there is something kind of missing there. So that's how, so this feels, as I say, it feels like a choice between staying in something that emotionally doesn't really resonate with you, but is going to lead to some kind of success or victory, recognition, fame and fortune, you know, that sort of thing, or getting very clear about, you know, getting very clear, cutting things out, getting very logical, lots of planning, and then taking control of something. This is also the divine masculine energy. So if this isn't you taking control of something, you could be, if this is a Ten of Cups, if this is some kind of family dynamic, by getting very clear, you could actually be coming into contact with some kind of divine masculine. Obviously, don't get confused with the genders, the queens and the masculines and the knights. They aren't gender specific, they're more just a description of the energy, so they can be male or female. So if we continue to go down the sort of the Four of Cups, we come up with the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords does talk about really swift movement. It's air, so it can be communication. Again, it could be a person. The Knights are the mutable signs, so this could be a Gemini or an air sign of some description, but this talks about moving fast. Whereas at the Queen, we've learned our lesson. At the Knight, we're still, you know, we're a bit excited. We're a little bit excited at having access to this new energy. So sometimes it does talk about really quick, fast, rapid communication and really pushing a situation forward, you know, and swift movement. But sometimes there can be an element of kind of rushing in. There may be an element of recklessness with this. And then we've got this Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles talks about juggling two things. So it feels that if you I feel that if you stay or if you engage with this thing, whatever this is, that's going to give you recognition of some description, but emotionally isn't going to be very fulfilling, or you know, you're not sure whether it's going to be emotionally fulfilling. I can see this. I think that because of the satisfaction level or lack thereof with this, you may end up actually juggling it with something else. The Pentacles is the earth suit, so this does talk about things that exist in reality. So this is you know, a full-time and a part-time job, a job we hate plus something creative, or it could be two people, or you know, our home and our work life. But there is some element of trying to keep two things floating, you know, going at the same time, trying to keep two things in motion. And there's going to be a lot of you know, this could be something that you might end up in accidentally or inadvertently with this Knight of Swords here. As I say, this can be a level of, because you're moving so fast and so quickly, sometimes you know, you may kind of skip or miss a beat, and you might end up somewhere where you get to a point where you're having to kind of juggle. I think because of the lack of emotional satisfaction with this, you may end up having to do it with something else that is a little bit more satisfying, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if we go down through the Emperor, you know, we're getting very clear, we're getting very logical, we're coming to a point where we are structuring, taking control of something, giving it structure, giving it form. There's some level of authority, I think, with this path here. This is going to bring you into the High Priestess. The High Priestess, again, is Major Arcana. And she talks about tapping into hidden knowledge. This can be our intuition, or for me, the High Priestess, because the element of the hidden knowledge, sometimes for me, it can talk about information that we didn't previously have before. It can talk about secrets, but there is some form of, I think, if by going down, you know, by getting clear, by taking control, there is going to be some form of access or information that you have access to that you didn't have access to before, either through your intuition. There's also a level of spiritual enlightenment, and this is clarified by the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords does talk about new clarity, and a new perspective, and a new way of looking at things. So, Cancer. So yeah, I think because of the Eight of Wands here, I think whichever way it is that you need to go, there is going to be a level of commitment for you to be able to move on, and it's going to be a commitment either to, you know, getting clear about what it is that you want, cutting out the things that really aren't going to get you towards this Ten of Cups. Or on the other choice, there is maybe an option that you go with something that emotionally possibly isn't that satisfying for you, because there is a level of kind of recognition or success somehow in that way. But then you would end up, I think you'd end up doing this as well as there'd be something else to go with it. So on its own, this option wouldn't be satisfying, but this would allow you to move towards, I think you could get emotional satisfaction if you combine this with something else, if that makes sense. Okay, so guys, if you did get something from it, please do click like. You can check out any readings that you've missed on your playlist that I'll link on the end screen. Thank you ever so much for watching today. It's been an absolute pleasure to do this for you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Cheers guys, bye.